Good afternoon, parents and guardians. My name is Mrs. Fletcher. I teach physical science here at Lowndes High School. As you're looking at my screen, this email address right here is the best way for you to get hold of me should you need to communicate with me. That way, if I happen to be teaching a class or something like that, I don't miss your call or your information that you wanted to discuss, and I can respond to you when I don't have kids. Okay, beneath this is a listing of my spring schedule in which I teach physical science during the first block. Second block, I have my planning time. So that's a time in which I can potentially respond to your emails and get back to you. I also check my email in the morning before the students begin, and then after the students have left me for the day. My third block, I teach physical science with a co-teacher. Mrs. White is my co-teacher this semester. And then fourth block is physical science as well. I do offer tutoring. So in the morning, for those students who can't stay after school, I offer tutoring from 7:30 to 8:05. And then that's on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Afternoon tutoring, I offer Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3:05 to 4 p.m. But please be aware that if students come to after school tutoring, unless they drive to school, they will have to make arrangements to have someone pick them up by 4 o'clock. A little bit about me. I am prior service Army, so I'm an Army vet. I served 1 year, or I'm sorry, not 1 year, but one term in the military, and then worked with the military for another 10, 12 years after that as a civilian, before moving on with my career. I graduated from Valdosta State University with a bachelor's degree in education from VSU. And then I graduated from Thomas University in 2017 with a master's degree in curriculum and instruction. I've been teaching with Lowndes County for a very long time. I did my student teaching at LMS. I left for 3.5 years and then came back to Lowndes Middle School. Just this year, I went to Lowndes High School. And so I'm enjoying my time here and getting used to the ropes of a much bigger school. Some of the materials, things that your students are going to need in order to make their life easier and to make sure that they're prepared for the work we're doing in the classroom is they need a basic calculator, nothing fancy for this course, just a cheap calculator that they can use and help them to get through the formulas that they're going to have to work with. They need notebook paper and pencils and erasers. I highly suggest that they have earbuds or AirPods or headphones. We do a lot of work in Google Classroom. As a matter of fact, I put lesson plans up every day in Google Classroom, and the kids will have videos that they're going to have to watch and listen to as supporting resources for them. They will also have PowerPoints in there, and any documents that I can put up digitally, they put them up digitally. And then I go ahead and have them submit it through Google Classroom. Colored pencils are nice for them to have, but it is an optional item. We try to provide something for students to color their work with when they need to. As far as my Chromebook policy, all students were issued Chromebooks and chargers at the very beginning of this school year, and students are expected to bring them to class every day. And they're supposed to be fully charged, although I know from experience that that doesn't always happen. And so with that being the case, the students need to be prepared to bring their charging cords with them. I have plenty of plugs in my room for them to plug into. And so that way we're not held up with someone not being able to do the work that they need to be able to get done using their Chromebooks. The course description. Basically, physical science introduces the fundamentals of physics and chemistry. The first part of the of the course is primarily the basics to chemistry, where they learn about the atomic structure, the periodic table, the organization of the periodic table, families within the periodic table, and then physical properties, reactivity, malleability, etc., that they would find in the elements within that. Okay, they also learn about bonding and how molecules and chemical compounds come about. The second part is the physics portion of this, where they're going to learn about force and motion and friction and gravity. They'll learn about different forms of energy and wavelengths, such as heat, light, sound, mechanical um, mechanical functions, and then electricity and magnetism. At the beginning of this semester, a syllabus was sent home with your student, and the student was supposed to take that syllabus and go through it with you, and you were to sign it and date it, and they were to sign it and date it, and then they returned it to me. Some of the students have not yet returned that information. So I'm guessing that some of you haven't seen the syllabus. That's easily rectified. All you would have to do is email me a request, and I'll send you a copy of the syllabus digitally, specific to you. Or in just a little bit, when I finish this PowerPoint presentation, I will show you how to get into my Google Classroom and where to find it in the Google Classroom. I wanted you to know that final exams are a requirement, and they're 20% of the overall grade. This particular course does not have an EOC. It does have a final exam, but it is a required credit. So if something should happen and your student does not pass, they'll have to repeat the course until they do. Okay. Final exams for seniors are scheduled to be given on May the 15th. And then final exams for students in grades through 9 through 11 are scheduled for May the 20th and May the 21st. And those final exams will not be given early. They must be taken on the dates that are listed above. Should you need to contact many of the students and many of the teachers about your student and set up a conference, please call your student's counselor to set up that appointment. The counselor will then notify each of us that you need to be there for this, and we will all meet in the counselor's office up front. VIP classes. I wanted to speak briefly about that. I do have a VIP class. They are 10th graders. Um, I wanted you to know the purpose of this class is for us to be an advocate for your student. Okay, so during VIP, we do character education, teaching the kids various ways of being able to get along better in high school and in society itself. Um, we try to give them tips on how to improve their grades. And then there's a multitude of other things that are provided by various departments that we show once a week during Thursday VIP. Okay, students should be checking their emails regularly, both if they're physical science or VIP students, and also their Google Classroom. Those need to be checked frequently because we oftentimes will give out announcements there if, in fact, the student has missed VIP and those announcements were given during VIP. My Google Classroom codes. Okay, so for physical science, I have this is my Google Classroom code. So you're going to go to Google Classroom. You're going to click up on the word that says join in the upper right-hand corner, and it's going to request this code. That's the code that you're going to use to get into my physical science. If you have a student that's in my VIP class, their code is different. I don't use it quite as much but it is necessary that I have it in the event that I need to share something out to each of the students. So that covers the basis of my PowerPoint. So what I would like to do is take you over into my Google Classroom. And in my Google Classroom, when you go to my Google Classroom and you have joined, you're going to come down to the very bottom, and you're going to see where it says January 8th, 2024, welcome back. And you would click on that particular post. Of course, you will not get the student work coming up, but instead you're going to see my screen as it is right now, where it says January 8th, 2024, welcome back. And then down here at the bottom, you're going to have the Google Classroom syllabus post. So I'm going to open it up, and in here you can go through and read about my expectations and learn about the standards that we are required to cover during this time. Then I have a schedule of the curriculum map and how it's going to be done, and on each one I have the approximate testing date. For example, the unit that we're on right now, Unit 2, the original date was set for January 30th, but I think that we're going to probably move that to the 31st. But it'll be close, so you can see all of this. You can see the breakdown of the classroom procedures and the classroom rules, more about materials, then how the grades are set up, any discipline that we should have, and that's pretty much it on that. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap up everything that I have for you. And so if you have questions in addition to what I've covered, please just give me an email at the address that was at the beginning of the PowerPoint. And have a good night.